What is up, Midway Mayhem fans? This is Dan, and we are again checking in from the Universal Orlando Resort for another Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster construction update. Luckily, there were not crazy storms last night, so the crew should have been able to put up a lot of new stuff. There's a lot to see and do. Let's go. Coming up to the split point, we're going to be heading to the right to, of course, see Fast and Furious. And when I was driving in, I was able to see the crane in the air, and I still see it in the air. So that's a good thing. Good morning, Fast and Furious. We can see the crane in the air with some new columns. And that looks like it's heading up off of the big overbank. We got crews up there right now. Another set of the Adina guys are right now at the mid-course brake run working on some of those catwalks. Over here at the alleyway, first thing I notice off the bat is one of the cranes has moved a little bit closer to the stage area in studios. And then of course we have the crane over here putting up new columns. We can see with that new column that's been added, it's turning to the right really quickly after leaving the overbank. Yep. A little misty over here today. It is humid. Wonder how long that crane's going to stay in the air today. They were working until about 8 a.m. yesterday. Might be the case here today. And we have arrived at Hard Rock. First thing off the bat that I can see over here, tons of new framework right there for the mid-course brake run catwalk. It's looking good. Alright, let's head up to the top, get some better views. Well, we have made it to the top deck of Hard Rock now. We have crews right now in the lifts using the impact gun to tighten down some of those bolts on the new columns. And speaking of new columns, there's like 6 new ones right here. So they've done a ton of work. Now, I know it may not be exciting with columns, okay? But they got to do all this prep work, put them all over the place like what they did here. And then once they are in place, they can just start placing track, like boom, 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 and do it really quickly. So they're doing a lot of the prep work now, so they can move fast in the future. Morning safety meeting. It really is starting to look like a mess of columns. And the whole rest of this area, over by where the former entrance for Rocket was, will be pretty much a spaghetti bowl of noodles. More cable trays on the ground over here, prepped and ready to go. We showed you in the last update they were starting to run some of the cables for power, and now a transformer is on site. Little tough to see, but we have new columns right there on the foundations where the entrance for rocket was. There's a bunch of real small ones really low to the ground. You can see one of the new columns right there on the left side of the screen, and then one of the other ones that was placed right there on the right. Over here in the middle of the high-speed turn, we can see some of that steel on the ground, and that was used for the catwalks up on the mid-course brake run. And there's still a little bit left. Then over here by Lake Furious, which is pretty much just a mud puddle now, and Lake Fast, which is even smaller of a puddle. But they've done some work pushing out some of the dirt over here, and we saw markings all over here in yesterday's update, and it leads right underneath the spike too, so fingers crossed we may get a pathway. But it looks like landscaping work is going to start sooner rather than later, which is a good thing. I'm happy with that. Nothing new just yet over here for the missing column. And this guy over here is still the same. Nothing yet. Now, we brought it up when we first kind of noticed it in our previous updates that that flange was not the right size, and the most suitable option, as in as far as time, cost, all the above, is more than likely to cut off the bad flange and re-weld another one on there. Some of you have said that may degrade some of the integrity of the steel. Not so much. I mean, really not the case. And it would be a lot quicker than having a brand new piece of track made overseas in Europe, shipped over here, which can take several months. So I just don't see them making a new piece of track. I see them cutting the flange and doing that route. I don't know. We'll see, but we'll keep you updated. Underneath the speed bump, we can see a bunch of new material has been delivered to the site for the cable trays. Looks like the straps are off and the crane is coming down, so the crews are done for the morning or evening, however way you look at it. Made some good progress. I'm expecting more columns to go up probably tonight leading into tomorrow morning. Again, they're doing a lot of setup and prep so that when track is finally ready to come over, they can just place it really quick. Over here at the switch, we can see that column that was installed in our last update with the DOT on it. That's going to have a curved piece of track, and then the flange next to it is going to have a flat piece, and the flat piece is going to be for the launch. Yep, crane operator is out of the vehicle. Looks like they are done for the morning. I'm going to head over to Islands, do some early park admission, and then we should be back over here. Hopefully get some better views once the lighting has, well, gotten better. Now the guys in the lift are coming down, so it looks like we are done with that column. We knew if they had some good weather, they were gonna cook. Sure enough, the chef is in the kitchen right now. It's awesome to see. Real quick look at Category 10 work. Demolition, still ongoing. They're ripping up a lot of stuff. Good morning, Lighthouse, and good morning, Islands of Adventure. The goal this morning, get rides on Velocicoaster, check out Jurassic Park River Adventure, and then head back over to Studios. Let's do it. Gotta love the pass holder entrance. No wait today to get in the park, and normally it's like a 5-minute wait. So if you're a pass holder, use it. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Scaffolding still there at the Island Market and Export. Croissant Moon Bakery. Nothing's changed here. Heading into Lost Continent, and I can see that line starts here, Pole. Again, I'm having nightmares every morning that I see it. Just takes me back to opening day of Hagrid's. This guy's still here. Made it another night. Yeah, just like yesterday. Although with Express being gone, it's probably a 45-minute wait, maybe an hour tops. So these workers right here were just talking in front of Mythos about a work wall that's going to go up right here pretty soon. Yeah, you're still going to have access to Mythos, but I would expect a work wall pretty soon right here. Yep, they're talking about it right now. Definitely would appear that we're going to have some more work walls. A lot of talk between all those employees and creative over here. We might check back on Lost Continent a little bit more. Depends on what I see, but right now I need my Velocicoaster fix. Concrete is settling a bit over here. Putting on some patchwork. Currently showing a 10-minute wait. Not bad. Alright, this is pretty cool. I'm doing the paddock tour over here of Velocicoaster. I've never done it before, ever. There we go. Again, these are all views that never seen before. Covered construction for many, many years, and now I'm standing right underneath it. Oh, that's awesome. Check out that view of the top hat. So normally this area is not open unless the line is really long, which I've spent quite a bit of time out here, but right now it's nice to get some views with nobody around. Now this area I have not been in years, absolutely years. Alright, well that was really cool. I've never done the paddock tour. Got some really awesome views that I've never seen before, even though, again, we covered this ride pretty much better than most. But yeah, finally had a chance to go up there and see the views that I've been wanting to see for a while. Now we are heading over to Jurassic Park River Adventure. Take a quick look, see if anything is new. Work walls up over here. And yet again, not seeing anything new when it comes to the thatch. Now we are over here by the splashdown. Yesterday they had a boat in the splashdown area, and unfortunately I don't see it, so it looks like it's on the move, but they were checking clearances for that new run out in the track. Alright, so that's a bit different. We have a winch attached to some sort of vehicle, a cart, and it looks like that attaches to the boats and physically pull the boats back up the drop. Alright, well, the boat's right there here at the end of the splashdown before turning into the station waiting area. Didn't showcase it in our last update, but today we will. It's a 2-torch day, so only the torches on the right-hand side are lit up, nothing on the left. Hagrid's, and the park has been open for an hour and 20 minutes, right now showing a 90-minute wait. Again, that is not bad. Not hearing any crazy banging or cutting or demo work, so kind of quiet over here today. Velocicoaster, and it has been a little while since I've seen my Velocifishies. And we're back at Hard Rock. Much better lighting. Just like what we thought, crews are done for the day until later tonight around 8 p.m. when they'll be back putting up a bunch of new columns. Again, prep work with columns needs to happen before they do any track. And once that track comes over here, they'll be flying up quick. That is going to do it from here at Hard Rock. Let's get over to Studios and get some better views of those new columns. Ta-da! We're at Studios. Guest services, no wait. We're here at the ticket booth, no wait. And both sides of the turnstiles are open. We'll be right in. Yep, like usual, no wait to get through, and we are on our way. Boiling hot morning, sweating my butt off. And we have some new stuff over here for the lighting truss. So it looks like we have some scaffolding up with some covers. No sign just yet, but new progress every day for Halloween Horror Nights, pretty much. Minions land area, and they had work walls up here for the last couple days, but those are gone, and it looks like they have the new concrete right there for the utility work. Minion Mayhem, and across from that, a look at the new columns. Yeah, baby, and we can see a turn right here, so it's kind of leading up like that, and that's got a pretty steep bank to it. We talked about it in yesterday's update, but that one column right there at center has a nice big gap where you can walk through it, and that's going to be your access way for Halloween Horror Nights to the different stages. Now we're over here by the stage, and good news, the crane has moved. It was over there, and now it's right here. And I can also see new columns rising up from the fence over here by the former entrance to Rocket. We saw from Hard Rock that they had added a bunch. So from what I'm seeing, it's at least 10 new columns that have been put in since last night. No new columns over here by the first launch, and double up into the final brake run. Everything looks to be just about the same. From this direction, we can get a much better view of the direction of travel for some of those new columns. Looks like it's making a turn. Lighting trusses again. I believe that's a new one. And we have lights on it. Still nothing over here. And then we have Race to New York with Jimmy Fallon. I can already see hashtag, yeah. Station and maintenance barn area. We'll head over. Hopefully see some new stuff. All right, so right off the bat, I can see some new electrical panels right there on the waiting area before heading into the station. We have the crane in the air, and it does not appear that they have done any more enclosure work for the station yet. Looks like we got junction boxes. It's a good thing. So I never noticed it before, but some of these drive tires and drive motors, well, they're doubled up. So you can see one on the left side and one on the right. That leads me to believe very, very heavy trains. All right, so that is going to do it over here by the station and maintenance barn area. And we're going to move on, show off some Halloween Horror Night stuff. And speaking of which, here is the stage that was in a couple of our recent updates, and now it has some covers. It's got some stairs to it. And I'm thinking this looks very similar to Ghostbusters, doesn't it, guys? I don't know. We'll see. Mummy with the tent, and they have queuing set up all over, and look at all of the AC machines right there. Supercharged over to the left, we got the Ghirardelli Tower with the scaffolding up. Hopefully that'll be coming down. Now, I've heard a couple interesting rumors recently. I know we've said that there is a replacement going likely into the Fast and Furious Supercharged area, and rumors were that it could be something Harry Potter like with the Night Bus. However, I am hearing very, very strong rumors going on right now that we may see Ghostbusters. A lot of people are wanting Ghostbusters for the roller coaster instead of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Ghostbusters of some sort. Well, we may be getting something Ghostbusters over here. That would be amazing. All of the Jaws stuff over here at Richter's Burger Company, still there. And then at the exit for Supercharged, have all of the lighting trusses here. Not seeing anything new today. London area, and I'm not seeing any new lighting trusses over here. Fear Factor stage. And I can hear table saws cutting away. They're doing a lot of work inside to get ready for Nightmare Fuel. Again, that was just announced 2 days ago. Show is returning. And now we have lights at the top of the frame structure. So right here we'll have the show times, name of the show and all that, but lights are now up there. Exit for Men in Black, and still no lighting trusses or anything for HHN over here just yet. Soon, I would expect. Good morning, Pigeon. How are you doing? Over here by Animal Actors, still have those lighting trusses from before with all the lights up there and that little stage. Not seeing anything new right now. East Green area of the park, have those lights up in the trees. I'm not really seeing anything else in here that is new. Hollywood area. We had the very first prop item in. It's down the street. Other than that, I'm not seeing any other props that have been set up. Gotta love that columns are now rising up above the buildings. We can see one of them right there, the new one, above the Universal Studios store. Well, guys, that's going to do it for our video here from the Universal Orlando Resort for Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, and exciting stuff, as we had some really good weather last night and crews were able to place at least 10 columns. That's a lot, and there are a ton more. They're on their way over from the storage lot. They're doing a lot of prep work right now, getting the columns in, and then once the track comes over, it'll start flying up like what we saw with the overbank. Everything was placed beforehand, track comes over, immediately goes on. And I mean, they're putting up 4 to 6 pieces a night over at the station area. Looking really good. A lot of catwalks going in. They have not closed up the building just yet, but we do see some new junction boxes on the cable trays and in the waiting areas. Of course, we're going to have more updates from here, so if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the website formerly known as Twitter at Midway Mayhem, and I will see you out on the Midway.